Danni and Input cruising through the airwaves. Transformers knowledge blast that never caves. Reviews so sharp they'll cut through steel. In the podcast world, they're the real deal. Jumping in the deep end, swimming with the best. Danni's got the info and she never needs to rest. Input's got the passion like a roaring jet. Together they make a mark you won't forget. Dynamic duo, never gonna quit. Taking over airwaves, super lit. Transformers podcast bringing the heat. Every single episode can't be beat.
Ta-da!
Hello, everybody out there in television land.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to episode 3. We're still going, ready to piss people off. No.
That's it. Because it's me. It's that NPUT mobbing once again on your TV with Danni Double D. And if you haven't been keeping count, baby, this is episode number 3.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, episode 3. I know how everything's going good with you.
Yep. Fantastic.
Nice. Yeah. Hello, everyone. What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm talking today about gaslighting. So, I mean, I got the gas and you light it.
I've got the lighter and you've got the gas. You got the fuel.
God.
Right?
Hopefully I don't have bad gas, but yeah, God.
So this week's episode is about gaslighting in the fandom. So I'm not going to go into a deep definition of what gaslighting is. I think at this point, if you've lived your life on any type of social media, at some point in time, the term has come up, and you have either seen it, been accused of it for whatever reason, whatever the case may be, and but we're going to be talking about gaslighting in the fandom today and why it's such a bad thing for a fandom to have it, let alone a relationship, but a fandom, a community, and why I feel Hasbro is the one driving it and allowing it to happen. Because if you guys don't know, controversy creates cash. That is a very, very popular saying, popularized by one Eric Bischoff. Guy can't book his way out of a wet paper bag. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. So basically, here's my breakdown of it. There's a lot of, we've seen, especially in the community here over the last, this particular last like 2 months. When did they announce the new Superion, Danni? The new,
I guess I think a month ago is when I pre-ordered it, but.
Okay, so about a month ago, whenever they showed it off, or
it probably leaked a little earlier, but yeah, I pre-ordered it like last month or whatever the pre-orders came out. So
okay, we've seen a bunch of people now, kind of, the community as a whole kind of seems like it Combiner Wars was like the worst thing ever, and I do remember. There were certain points in Combiner Wars where people were not really too thrilled with the line as a whole because of all the mold reuses and stuff like that. But there were genuine excitement when it came to Superion, because Superion, Silverbolt flipped upside down and to turn into the Combiner torso, and everybody thought that was super cool. It's very widespread acceptance of how badass of an idea that was. And so much so, Combiner Wars was so popular that third party actually started using it on some of their combiners. And, you know, like the little square peg that slides down and stuff like that. They were copying that. They were copying like transformations, like Zeta's Superion is very Combiner Wars-esque. It's very updates to Combiner Wars, you might say. But anyway, so what am I talking about? What I'm trying to get to here is that we're starting to see a lot of disingenuous people talk about how Combiner Wars was just terrible and everything else. And Hasbro's had its fair share of doing this to the fandom as well. We've seen, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to Hasbro as a whole. But we've kind of seen them, we've kind of seen Hasbro just kind of stew in that and allow it to happen. And actually, we've seen them kind of start things as well. When you have the designers, some of the designers at Hasbro start running down figures of, of the past, kind of start this, I guess, and then it just kind of floods into the fandom, into the community and stuff like that.
Gaslighting.
What do you think, Danny? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think it's good in a sense. Like it's not like good, but it's good in a sense of like, yeah, it is free promotion. Like you said earlier too, like, any, publicity is good publicity, even though I don't think that's 100% true, like for some things. But I mean, like it makes people run with it. It gets heat going, but it also causes a lot of division, and it sucks, because you see some people that were pro Hasbro, like, wanking them off basically, and then now they're kind of like turned on them. You see a lot of hot and cold flips and all that, like I like Hasbro stuff because I like some of it's overpriced, but Canadians are used to paying a lot more. And then some of it's just what it is at this point. And yeah, like, I don't really care about if I spend $35 on it, like, because it used to be 25, which was better. Didn't care at all, line of the thing, but it gets intense between people, right? And yeah, like you said, you just got the Hasbro super fans and you got the Hasbro super haters, and there's not a lot as much middle, and then there's a lot of people flip-flopping all the time, so it's kind of hard to read. It makes you not want to post in some of these things, like even though it's like Transformers friendly, you post like, oh, I love the new Devastator, and then someone's screaming at you, and it's just like, ah!
Right. Well, I think the fans are kind of like, or the fans are like the fandom's kind of worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that, because as soon as you see something, oh, it's got hollow forearms, I'm not buying this. It's got waffles. It's all waffly, and it's like, bro, Hasbro's had waffles for 40 years, man. You just mad because it doesn't come with syrup, bro. That's what
I know. Where's Aunt Jemima when they need her? Why they cancel that bitch? But it's also like, yeah, you just see it and it throws you off, and then it kind of makes you like, if you like it, you like it. I'm sorry, and like I do like what I was saying earlier, like some of it I do like. Yeah, maybe they can't come up with any of their own ideas, Hasbro anymore, which is horrible. It's like some things, not everything. Some of the Takara stuff's been all right, but it's just they're stealing. But like, at least like I was saying, like I can actually still build the combiner figure. It's not like the $300 pieces of the X Transbots or something. I break, and then I've broken X Transbots, and it just hurts to the soul, So I like the malleable of Hasbro, but then it just. Like I post something. That's why I don't, like I said, gaslighting is the reason I don't post as much toy stuff on any of my social medias, because I had people like fighting to the teeth on there. And it's like, people are like, oh, look at your engagement. It's like, yeah, but Billy wants to kill Jimmy. And it's just like, oh.
Yeah, but, the negative engagement on that stuff, though, too, you don't want to, like, that's the thing is like the fandom, everybody in the fandom, for the most part, will say, we're all welcoming. Come on in. The more, the merrier. Blah 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 blah. Right, and then, that's why the Transformers fandom has a reputation that it has of just being, just terrible. Right, like, is because of stuff like that. Now, I have seen somebody say that the Transformers fandom is worse than the Star Wars fandom. I don't know. I don't know if I would go that far. Right.
I've heard though years ago, like I'm talking like 2006, like even before TF 2006 was a forum, like early internet stuff. I remember people saying like online that Transformers was the worst fandom, and I was like, really though, like
Well, that was because of the whole Cybertron, whatever, TFW 2005 war or whatever, because one of them, I think it was Cybertron, the old Kid Rhino DVDs. Cybertron is the one that got onto the DVDs as like, in the bonus features or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that really pissed off TFW. And ever since then, it's been, all rockets go against each other, right? So, and there's some hateful stuff, but I think, I think we were doing, as a fandom, I think we were doing pretty good.
Yeah. And do you
up
think like the Hasbro stuff's intentional? Like they really want to push people to, fight for this, or they want the, the ripple effect of all this?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it creates some sort of conversation about these figures, about their product. And like I said, I feel like they're taking that approach that, controversy creates cash. And that's what it boils down to, because there are going to be people out there who buy it just to see what it's like, or is this one better than the Combiner Wars one, or is this better than this one or that one or whatever. And Hasbro doesn't even really do marketing anymore. They get on their live, and they show off, whatever design from, the dude over at Takara, whatever he came up with, and they smile and they tell you it's going to be, $35 instead of 20 or 15 or whatever, and then everybody gobbles it up, and then almost everybody part of the fandom will start defending it, right? And just start saying stupid stuff like, "Oh, he comes with a missile. That justifies the $15 price increase."
Yeah.
They're a business. They have to make money.
Yeah.
That just makes sense. So I think on that point, it starts from the top. And then when you have people who are more level-headed that come in and say, dude, that missile don't cost anything for them to make, right? Or give actual counter arguments, like valid counterpoints, a discussion isn't had. It kind of turns into like the guy who created the video or the OP or whatever. It turns into like the OP attacking the guy or the person or whatever, in the comment section. And then there's like a dog pile situation where everybody who loves the OP and agrees with his little echo chamber, dog piles on that other guy. And then it's just like, okay, well, screw it, and then you're like, fuck these guys, right? Like, so I think that's what ends up happening with so much of that. And Hasbro doesn't really help the situation on why, because they don't address anything, right? And I've said
that just, I find it just goes on and on. It just keeps growing and snowballing, affecting when they don't like point stuff out. They point the most random stuff out sometimes. It's like, what?
Yeah, like, and I'm not even talking about like a paint echo or whatever, like case in point, when they had the perfect opportunity for that HasLab, the Omega Prime HasLab last year, because before that got announced, they said that an Optimus Prime will never be part of a HasLab, right? And then all of a sudden, Optimus Prime is part of HasLab. And then you turn around and then Evan says, "Oh, I read the email wrong." Dog, how do you read the email wrong? Right? Like, you said, like, how do you get that wrong? There will never be, because it's like he said that they had an email where it said that Optimus Prime will never be a HasLab. How do you read that wrong?
I don't know.
And then when you start asking questions, well, why would Hasbro send out that email, right? Like that doesn't make any sense on why they would send that email out. And then it doesn't make sense on why he would read it wrong. So then he walks it back by saying, "Oh, I read the email wrong." You're full of shit.
Yeah, I would have came out and been like, "Well, today he identifies as Prime instead of Convoy, and that's where the mix-up was, sir."
I mean, but they're in the business of talking down to you like your children anyway.
Oh, for sure. And they know kids aren't buying this crap.
No, even though it says 4+.
Yeah, it should say 33+, but yeah.
Real quick before we continue, I want to say welcome everybody in chat. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, player? What's up, Talk? What's up, Ronaldo?
What's up, Just Ray Carson Pro Wrestling Channel? What's up, man?
What's up? Let me put you in a headlock, player. With my thighs.
Whoa.
I'm not just screwing with them. Don't worry. I know them. But I know. And yeah, it just goes on and on. Like I said, it kind of takes you away. Like I said, like I know we're different because you don't like as much that generation stuff or mainline, but I do like some of it, and they are doing some newer stuff. But like I said, it does hold me back because people say, "Oh, we miss your posting figure content and doing this and that," but like the drama that comes with it is just overwhelming. Like I just don't like it like I used to.
Yeah, I get that, and it, like that's kind of the thing, right? Is like there are people that like good people in the fandom that will with genuine excitement invite anybody and everybody in and be like, "This is the greatest thing ever." Here's the war, here's the video games, here are the toys, here it's one of the best franchises ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they genuinely welcome everybody in, and then and then you start to stumble onto like the like the false kings, so to speak, right? Like that just kind of end up ruining it for you or something like that, to where I had a buddy tell me this the other day. We were talking about Spider-Boy as a character, and he had told me that when the character came out, he was real excited about it, and he drew a couple of pictures, posting them up, and people in the comment section were just roasting him because nobody liked Spider-Boy at the time, and he was just like, "Well, I guess I'll just take my enjoyment of this character into hiding and just secretly like Spider-Boy," right? I think a lot of that ends up happening in our community because so many of us are very open, very warm, very welcoming. But in that same vein, there are so many of us that aren't, right? That just attack or just, "Oh, you're stupid if you think the new Superion isn't as good, or you think the Devastator looks great. You're retarded, or you're stupid, or you're this, or you're that," right? And it's just like, and all this stuff starts flowing, right? And it's just like, you're like, "Whoa, dude, I thought Scrapper looked pretty dope," but that's all I wanted to say,
Yeah. I was just like, I was gonna eat them up like breakfast, but now you're upset. And yeah, that's what I mean. And like I said, it holds you back. I find some of it, like you said, I don't want to post in some groups because of some stuff, or it's just you don't want the heat from it. Like I said, sometimes it's good to get it, bring the heat, but like it's sometimes like when you're just out there to have fun. And yeah, like I said, there's always a good amount of people that are just there, and they they believe their own opinions, and they still are happy for you, and like that's not for me, but I like it, and blah blah blah. But the balance just doesn't seem off, and people just run with whatever. Yeah, some people think Hasbro can do no wrong, and like I said, I like Hasbro stuff, some of it for sure, but I don't think they can do no wrong. Like the pricing can be out of whack and lots of little things. There's weird QC issues. Some are like very common, some are hit and miss, right? So So to get so wound up over it, it's tough, because it's like, okay, well, I like this. I was going to do something on that. But if I know I post that and say I like it, I'm going to have like 10 people freaking out.
Yeah. And like, Polished Tamales says there is such a thing as toxic positivity. Too much of it feels like engagement bots paid for by marketing, in addition to censorship, to legitimate constructive criticism. Yeah. That's perfect, dude. That last part is perfect. In addition to censorship, to legitimate constructive criticism. That I feel is like the people who like will die on their shield for Hasbro, right?
Mm-hmm.
That last sentence sums up that entire thing perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because there is so much censorship of what you can and can't say, and what you can like criticize, but then some legit things they keep out of there that are legit criticisms that they won't allow through. And then that pisses people off and enrages those people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, it just goes and like, it just keeps spreading and splitting, I find. It's always a split.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you know, you got the people, you know, like pretenders to the throne, so to speak, that, you know, sit atop of their mountaintop or whatever, right? And you know, they, you know, it's kind of like they should be the people that kind of shield everybody almost in a way, right? Because they're going to have the most attention from Hasbro, right? And so many of these people are so willing to, like, I guess, like, either kind of screw over the community one way or the other, lack of a better phrase here, right? Or lie to the community or whatever on the Hasbro's behalf, on the company's behalf. And that really kind of starts like a trickle down type of situation, right? Where people with like smaller channels or smaller, like, I guess, like follower counts or whatever, or smaller Facebook groups or whatnot, right? They'll start to kind of parrot almost what these bigger people, quote unquote bigger people, are saying. And the reason why my whole reason I'm bringing this up is because, you know, people now associate numbers with, I guess, with like honesty, I guess you could say, right? Like if you have 1 million subscribers, your opinion must be right because you have 1 million subscribers, right? Like, I feel like the people, you know, they're the ones who should be asking Hasbro the hard questions, and then, you know, trickling that down to everybody else instead of being like, oh, this is, you know. And I know I'm hating on Superion. I don't know why, but, you know, people are all like, oh, this Superion's better because the knee folds backwards and this and that and blah blah blah. This is better because of that. And it's like, okay, but did you ask them about the plastic? You know, these are the same people that when Hasbro's product was yellowing on store shelves, tried to convince you Hasbro did not have a plastic problem.
Yeah.
Right? These
I
were the
swear
same.
there were some people saying they never got a yellow figure. I was like, come on, player.
Yeah. Yeah. And there were people out there making
that's a lie.
There are people out there making videos,
Yeah.
you know, talking about, oh, this is my 5th RC and it came in yellow. I'm so pissed off right now. And then 2 weeks later in a live stream talking about Hasbro stuff doesn't yellow. Bruh, you just had a video that showed, you know?
It's like Clonus, more like cigarette Clonus, but like it was just like fucking fire, man. But and the other thing that leads into, like you're saying, yeah, like the gaslighting was pure. That yellowing was gaslighting, pure gaslighting. And the thing from that too is that started a lot of the confirmation biases too, right? Because then you can just go to whatever you believe, and like you said, that trickles down into the smaller ones, and you know, it's
and
just that spreads like wildfire. We don't even need the gas for that, baby.
Right. And I think the worst, and I'm gonna say this, and I do realize that, you know, people don't have problems with certain figures that have known problems, right? But to say, like, you know, oh, my art fire didn't yellow, does not take away the legitimacy that 90% of those figures have yellowing issues. Just because you're one of the lucky 10% that doesn't have a yellowing problem on your art fire or your Cyclonus or your whatever, does not take away the legitimacy of there being a QC problem that needs to be addressed, needs to be fixed, and needs to be taken care of immediately. And then Hasbro and you know, in terms of the Cyclonus, the way they fixed it was, oh, we're just gonna, you know, make them a darker shade of purple. We're gonna make them toy colors. Throw some stickers in a box and make them a Gen Selects instead of
that boy never yellowed though. I swear, I blown smoke on him. I fucking take him in the shower. Stickers fell off, but he's still purple, baby. Must have painted them super thick. But my other ones, I had ones in the box to resell, like because I got them for $8, all yellowed. And that's the thing. My art fire, no yellowing. So I understand, but it is a lie to say none of your figures ever yellowed. Like it has to be. There's just can't be no yellowing on some of them, you know?
Right. Right.
It's just like because I seen it. Like you need your eyes checked. Then I would go like maybe your cataracts are bad. Like go to get an eye appointment, then go look at your cyclones. Because I noticed some. I was like, they're not yellowed. They're not yellowed. And then I could tell like on the screws on the back, yeah, there's yellowing. And then I can notice more of the whole thing is yellowed. But yeah, it's just like you said. Some are hit and miss. Like my art fire actually is good, but I know a lot of people's went yellow. Right.
Right. Or in the case of Motormaster, that first wave had yellowed hips. Out of the box had yellow hips, and there were people like, just mine wasn't yellowed, or at least Hasbro fixed the problem. It's like, bruh, come on, one figure they need to fix, and that's one of the other issues, right? It's like when Hasbro does something right, there are so many people that think, okay, like they fixed Motormaster, okay, cool. But why didn't they do that for every other figure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know?
Oh, I know. Yeah. The cyclone is great. Thank you for the purple one, but everyone else, yeah. And what's up, Ultra Megatronus Martin in the house?
And I didn't realize. I saw somebody say Ramjet.
Yeah, selects Ramjet. I think selects Ramjet. Selects Ramjet. I thought Ramjet was like
the G2 Ramjet. Yeah, the G2 Ramjet.
Yeah, mine's good, I think, but I haven't checked it in a couple months.
Yeah, that one turns because he's blue, he turns green.
Oh yeah, or maybe yeah. I know that other one too. That one that was already pre-yellowed, that brown jet. I know people were saying that one was getting discolored. I don't know if it was super yellowed, but I know people said the color was changing. You know, the Sandstorm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sandstorm's knees and elbows kind of yellow.
Yeah. And Oracle too saying, financial ties to Hasbro, right?
Yes. Yep.
Of course.
I feel like that's a whole nother issue. T-Tot Raw says, just got the Legacy Ramjet in today. Hope he don't yellow up.
My one, the one I got from Input, the 2-pack, he's good actually. It's weird. The white figure is good, but I noticed some discoloration on a lot, like when I've gone through them.
And then Polished Tamales says, worse was the Netflix Soundwave since so many people kept him mint in box, still yellows inside the box.
And I sold out like 3 or 4 of those for $300 on eBay, baby. Gaslight right there. Pre-yellowed your figure.
And what's so sad about that is, like, you know, people wanted that, like, hyper G1 accurate Soundwave for their chug line, and here it is, and people went out and bought it, and people got scalped on that figure, and that was one of those figures that people really didn't seem to mind getting scalped on, right? Because
I know people
G1
paid up.
Soundwave, you know, and
I watched it fluctuate. People paid up, and then as soon as I heard that other one's come out, the 3-pack and the new reissue, I was like, these gotta go. But yeah, people paid up. It was a hard figure to get, man. I remember grabbing a couple at the Walmart, and I never seen them again. So
yeah. But yeah, that's probably, you know, like I said, we're as a fandom, the fandom is probably its own worst enemy in that regard, because as soon as you start throwing any kind of financial gain into things like this, you know, you really kind of start to see like who's for the community, who's against the community, and everything. And I've seen the argument too of, well, you know, if we don't support Hasbro, then they'll just then all this stuff goes away. If Hasbro was filing for Chapter 11, all this stuff would get sold to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And don't believe that they wouldn't. Now, some of the stuff they do own outright, G.I. Joe, Transformers and stuff, would probably be the last things on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Right? They would sell off, you know, stuff from Kenner and stuff like that they acquired first. But don't make no mistake about the, like, they would totally sell off everything, and we have proof of it right now. Super 7 is living proof of it. They have the Transformers license, GI Joe license, the Power Rangers license, right?
Everything.
So yeah, I mean, 100%, they would sell all this stuff off in a heartbeat just to make sure that they would be okay.
Right.
So yeah, but but like I said, when you start getting financially, you got. I said this, I think, in the first episode, right? If any of these people are getting any kind of kickbacks from these companies, you have to take what they say in a review, with a grain of salt. You know, like if they're constantly getting like stuff from Hasbro, and they're making you question the legitimacy, like G2 Ramjet, right? Or go back to Artfire, right? Or let's say Soundwave, right? And they're all like, or who's another one? Daniel had yellowing issues. 86 Daniel had yellowing issues, right?
Oh yeah, I would have beat up everyone at Hasbro if I lived near them, and my like $150 shattered glass Soundwave yellowed. It didn't yet, and it's white, but if it did, I would have been hell to pay. But yeah, I mean, the Transformers won't really die. Like it could move, like it might die in some ways as more of a toy. Like there'll be toys forever for a long time, but I could see it thinning out. And they might have to graduate into like doing something different. Because yeah, the amount of people that I know they're not as into it, and like that's a whole nother conversation. But lack of shows and good shows, right? Which sucks, but. Yeah, you don't want it to die, and that's not we don't want Transformers to go away. I love it. It's fun. It's an imaginary toy. It gets you thinking. It gets you with your hands, and
Yeah.
But it's just it's just a crucial time. There's a lot of financial stress from a lot of different things, and we will see. And they took on way too many brands, man. Having Power all this, and then like diluting it, and that didn't work. And then all those cheap Transformers on the shelves. I did a toy hunt today, and I was just laughing at it. Like I was like, "Who's this Optimus for?" It was like a little rubber from the movie one. I was like, I wouldn't give this to a dog to chew on, let alone a child. But
like, and Polish Tamale says, Tigertron also yellowed hard from pure white Garfield. Yeah,
looks like someone pissed all over mine.
Yeah. What's up, Never Too Old for Lego? It says, okay, when I found out that the top guys break a toy when doing a review and just get a new one and tell everyone it's good. Yes. Yeah. Like that. We went over last week, honest reviewers. And if you guys, and I say this, there's anybody like honest reviewers, if there's anybody that you feel like that we missed or anything like that, leave it in the comments, leave it in the live chat.
Yeah, Optinations. What's up? Yeah, for sure. Leave it down there. We'll check it out, or we'll do more, man. That's a subject we can always touch on. Who's honest now, baby?
Yeah, honest commenters, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Even more channels. Like it's always moving. It wasn't to point out anyone, and we can get better at it. It was our second episode. That's a heavy thing to take on, so it can always be tweaked. I got lots of people like, "How come we didn't pick me?" And they're sucking up to me now. So suck up to me. You might get highlighted. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's nice to see. It's nice to see the reaction. We want to be here to help people too.
Yeah, I like Blue Raccoon said. The passion is dying, actors are being political, and the character's true gimmick is lessons in them. Making a short video using animated as a reference, though I'll might make one for G1 soon. Yeah, cool. And that is a fascinating thing to really kind of bring up. Maybe we could touch on this on a later episode. Yeah. Is that so many people look up to these characters, and these characters are all about honor, integrity, doing the right thing, that type of stuff. And, and so many of these reviewers look up, or these people look up to these characters, but they don't really embody any of their characteristics. That's a fascinating, like, to me, that's fascinating because, it's all about like, it's all like psychology and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um,
What's up, Up Nations? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. 1,000%. Yeah. All right. I'll take your word for it. Put it down.
I'll word for it. Take your word for it.
Yeah. I'll put it down in my notes. Don't worry. Just screwing around.
All right, T-Talk Raw, man. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, OptiNation has a store. I don't think they ship to Canada, but yeah, he's with Martin and the crew, so he's a great guy. He's always got pre-orders going, and I wish they
heard
he
he
shipped
got,
to Canada. It'd be nice.
What did OptiNation? He's getting. What did he's getting?
He's getting all the good stuff.
right?
Yeah.
For like 180.
Yeah, like
he's
cheapest
gonna have it.
you'll ever find it. Yeah, OptiNation reviews. Yeah, check out his store. It's why am I spacing on the name? It's like Utah, yeah, or
was it Utah Toys or something?
Yeah.
So
Utah Toys, yeah, but the cheapest, yeah, and that's amazing, yeah. That was split. Yeah, see you later.
Oh, Frankenstein! Hey, man, are you never too old for Lego? You guys...
Lego, my ego.
No, because he just says, okay, this is my Transformers channel, and Lego said he'd be right back. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, it's same.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Guys, next week I think we're gonna touch on a very hot topic button next week because I feel like we're so far removed from all the anger and all the angst and all the anxiety and all the rage, right? I think next week we're going to talk about if Simon Furman was correct with RC, the IDW RC. So, like I said, I know it's a lot of rage, a lot of hate, a lot of anger, but sides were chosen in 2015.
And I just started looking into it, so it'll be a fresh thing. And don't worry, you know me, I'm not. Yeah, I think for myself. But, I'm a terrible person, actually, on the inside and the outside. But...
Don't lie. No, you're not.
Okay,
no, you're not.
Okay, maybe the inside doesn't match the outside. I don't know. At least I'm honest. At least I sell my toys for a high price. And
I mean, don't beat yourself up like that. Don't do that.
I won't. I know. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's a good topic. Like I said, we want to bring the heat. And yeah, you always do make my job easy. It's always wonderful having you. Anything you wanted to plug or say, or
same bet time, same bet channel. And next week, every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I think that is 6 p.m. Central or Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. For the 51st day.
But yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific. Damn it, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday. You will find us right here on Danni Dolphin's channel, right here on my YouTube channel, bringing you not only the heat, but bringing you the thunder. And with thunder always comes a lightning. And what does lightning do? It brightens up your day, because that's what it does, everybody.
Like lightning is striking, like I'm biting into a Vicodin. Anyways, yeah, I'm good. Thank you for being here as always, and yeah, thank you the chat. More fun stuff, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon, I guess.
Yep.
Take care.
Thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure. However, we must now conclude the program. We appreciate your viewership and apologize should we have inadvertently disrupted your evening. Please do not take any offense. We look forward to presenting another engaging topic next week, and we extend our gratitude for your continued support.